Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek Today. Today we have another Star Trek TNG novel, Guises of the Mind, number 27. The world Capulon 4 is finally ready to join the Federation after years of waiting. All that remains is the ruler's coronation and a routine signing of the final treaty. When the crew of the USS Enterprise and their passengers, a group of women from a religious order dedicated to helping the downtrodden, arrive for the event, they expect to find a world willing and happy to receive them. Instead, they encounter deceit and treachery. The Crown Prince, once excited and eager to join the Federation, now refuses even to speak with Captain Picard. Beaming to the surface in an attempt to work out the problem, Picard, Troy, and Mother Veronica, the abbess of the nuns, are drugged and captured. Now they must somehow escape and stop the crowning. If they cannot prevent it, the King will be omnipotent with the power to destroy the Starship Enterprise and all of Capulon 4 as well. This is one of many hundreds of somewhat forgettable kind of one-off Star Trek novels, but it's not without its good points. It's just that the mediocre outweighs the positives, to where it's one of those that if you want to try and read all the TNG books, or you're just kind of yearning for a Star Trek book to check out, that's just a quick, easy read. This is a recommend for that, but it's not one of those must-reads. I wouldn't put it on that list. It's the one good thing that it really does well is portraying Counselor Troy's empathy and skills as a counselor, something that even within the show is frequently overlooked or really just doesn't give her a chance to really shine in her profession. There are moments here or there, but whether it's the show or the books, it is something that is often not portrayed in an interesting manner, and here it is. It actually gives Counselor Troy a little bit of a chance to shine as a counselor. So that is one good aspect. But the rest of the book, it has two aspects that really just aren't handled as well as they could have been. One is the main story of this society that we are going to explore. It feels very generic, and we get sort of a generic Prince and the Pauper scenario, and things just feel uninteresting in that aspect. And considering that's one of the two real main plots we have going here, that's a little disappointing. One that has a little more interesting because of some of the character interactions and how it intertwines with Counselor Troy is the aspect of the exploration of religion, both in this society and at large as well, as in like what sort of place does a religious belief or philosophy and its very many guises hold in a society like the Federation, with so many different races making up this huge organization of worlds. But while that is very promising and something that can be explored very well within Star Trek, it's something that rather clumsily handles this topic of religious beliefs, partially through Data's exploration of the topic of religion, which I found a little disappointing that didn't pan out to be something better. I think some of the two nuns that they're with and the relationship with Counselor Troy, that aspect and that kind of more personal exploration of religion and faith in some regards is done better, but Data's wider search for religion and just kind of wanting to grasp the concept through different perspectives in his own research and conversations with others really falls flat. Data's exploration never delves into the subject beyond a real superficial examination, and it's just something that it could have been left out because it didn't work, and it's just something that falls a bit flat. And that's overall the experience with this book that I had in reading it. This is one of those that I had just passed by, never had a chance to read before, but happened to read recently. And yeah, it's one of those I'm glad I read it, because I want to read pretty much any Star Trek book and get my hands on, but at the same time, it's just one amongst the crowd, one of those books that I'll pretty much forget a few years from now, and maybe looking back, like, yeah, I vaguely remember reading that one, but nothing really sticks out. It's just kind of one of those okay Star Trek novels that is only something I'd recommend if you're someone like me that just kind of wants to read everything Star Trek they can get their hands on.